Hello guys, welcome back. Um, and in this video, we'll be continuing our modeling series. I hope it has been of immense help to everyone. And if you have any comments, please also drop them, and I will do well to respond. In this session, we'll be covering windows, doors, and floors. Okay, for our model. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we've brought out our walls, and let's deal with the floors first. So on the ground floor plan, or the ground floor view, if we come to architecture tab, we select our floor, and we have a generic floor 150. Okay, which we now select the level we want our floor to be on, which is ground floor level, and then we draw. So just pick this and pick the boundary of our walls, and just draw the outline of our floor, and click good, and that's it. And if we check our 3D view, you can see this. Now for modeling, right, like basic modeling, where you're not doing so much scheduling per se, what I like to do, instead of keeping this floor, now ideally for construction documentation this floor has to be 150. Okay, but so that I don't waste time modeling the walls going down to the foundation, what I usually like to do is to make this floor the entire height of the space between the natural ground and the floor and the ground floor. Okay, and if you remember, that was around 450, which is this. All right, so I usually make this floor, or the ground floor, the entire thickness, so that I don't have to put the walls, the foundation walls there, since I'm not doing any serious um, coordination or documentation. Right, but if I was going to use the information generated from this model for maybe costing or creating schedules, I would make leave this at 150, because that's what it's going to be in the actual sense, and then add the walls from the foundation that are going to be here. All right, so with that said, I would just duplicate this and call this 450 wall, no sorry, 450 floor slab. Okay, and I would make this 450 and click OK, apply, OK, and so that it just covers the entire space. All right, and then for my first floor, I would do the same thing I did, select my floor, but this time I'll just use the generic 150 or let me duplicate this so that they are both on the same position in my wall floor types. So I'll just select this as 150, delete, and click OK. I'll do 150, OK, apply, and OK, and then I'll just draw with the outline of my walls and my floors will be. I can pick edges and select this edge and this edge, and also this edge, and this edge. I'll use the split tool, which is this guy, SL, to split this two. and I would join with trim this, and I would trim this and trim this and trim this. Okay, and my outline is complete. And with that done, I would select good, don't attach, and so our floors have been generated, as you can see. Okay, and in 3D, this is what it looks like. Alright, so let's place our doors, openings, and then we'll do the windows. So we come to the door tool, or the door, yeah, door tool. So we have some default doors here in the model, and we'll just work with that. We'll edit this, duplicate, and I'll rename it. So we have two types of doors: 900, which is this, and 750, this. Okay, so I'll start with 750 by 400. That will be the height of the door, and I'll click OK and change this to 24 and change this to 750. Alright, and apply, and I'll duplicate this again, just rename this to 900 0, change this to 900 and apply, and I'll click OK. So with that done, our door becomes active, and doors are hosted to walls. You can't keep them on their own, they must be hosted to walls. Same thing with windows. So with that said, I will just, now when you're placing a wall, when you put it the orientation, to change the orientation, just click your space tab and you can change the orientation. Alright, and if I move to this end, it's going to be put on this other end. Okay, so I'll place this here, I can place this here, and just place all my 900 doors. Place this here. You also have these arrows, so you can flip them, the position, and I'll just place this here. And place this here. Now I would have created a different door type for this because I like using the security door for the doors leading to the outside. So, but we don't have any family. Let me see, do we have any? Okay, we have some default families here. Let me look for doors, external doors. Okay, thumbnail so that I can see what they look like. Yeah, so I can load in another door that I can use for the external fire escape. Doors, external, single flush. Okay, I'll just take this. Now open. So I have two types of doors here. So these doors would be for my external points, and these doors would be for the internal points. Okay, so I can duplicate this and call this 900 by 2400. Still external. Now note the door material on default is not steel. Okay, I'm just using this for reference. Okay, if we're actually doing detailed beam where we have to extract information, this won't be the appropriate because the material for the door is wood. Okay, if we check this door panel, it's actually wood, but for basic modeling, that's what we're doing here. Okay, you can see it's actually wood. See the material. So we this is just for reference. Okay, so with that's done, I can click OK, and I'll place that here and delete this one, and I can just move that this way outwards. Did I change the size? Okay, no I didn't. So the rough width is going to be 900, rough height is going to be 2400. Like, okay. So you see that the swing is smaller because it's swinging from the inside, while this one is swinging from the outside. Okay, with that done, I can now select 750 and place them where they're supposed to be, usually for toilets. And this and this, give me this. And here we have a double door, so I will load in. So if I go back to insert, load family, normally if you have an Autodex account you can load, and it could take you to browser where you can sign in to your Autodex and you have access to their free library online. Okay, but we don't have that here, so we will just work with the default on the system. And double door, let me see, this is double door direct swing. So the doors are limited. We don't have one that has a big swing one, so we'll just go with the two equal swings. Okay, and I'll just click open and go back to my doors. It should be active. I would edit, duplicate it and name it 1200 by 2400. And I'll name this security steel door. And this one too, and I'll give this 2.4 and apply and OK, and I'll just place that over here. Okay, alright, so with that all our doors are done on this floor. If you look at it in 3D, you're not showing. Okay, they're all inside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're all covered by walls. Then the next thing we'll do is to create our windows. And if you come to the window, okay, we have three types here. We'll just go with the casement window. Alright, I think we have about, this is one type, 1.8, 1.5, 2.1. I think we have about five. I think we have about five types of windows. 1.2, 1.2. This is a sliding door. Okay. Yeah, let's create the first one. Let's use this casement window. And let's say duplicate. Let's create this 1.8 by 1.2 as a dining window. Okay, so the 1.8 is the width and the 1.2 is the height. Okay, and we'll just call that W1. Okay, width 1.8, height 1.2, and we'll apply. Then we'll duplicate and let's create W2, and we'll name W2 1.5. So I think this sitting room window runs from top to bottom, if I'm not mistaken. So but let's just name this 1.5 by 1.8. Let's make it that long. Okay, and then we'll click OK, and we'll adjust the width 1.5 and the height 1.8 and apply. And then we'll duplicate. I think this one runs from the first floor also, but we'll make the adjustments later. 1.2, let's call it W3. No, 2.1 rather, sorry. W3. I'm changing width to 2.1. We can place that. And which other one do we have? We have a kitchen, so the kitchen will be the same as the dining. This is 600. We have 1.2, so W4 will be 1.2 by 1.8, and we'll call that W4. The width 1.2, leave 1.8 as the height, and we'll click OK, and place this here, place this one here, place this one here, place this one here, place this one here. For this one, we can now select the 1.8, which is W1. Yeah, I'll place this here and here too. Do we have another type? Let's see on the first floor. Do we? We have 1.5 here, 1.2, 1.1, 1.2, 3.6. Okay, no, this is a curtain wall, a glazing, so it's not going to be a window. We have 1.5 here. I think we have created 1.5, yes. Okay, so the only window size left is the 600. So we'll duplicate this. W5 would be 600 by 1.2. Okay, yeah, 600 width, 1.2, apply. Okay, I don't. Okay, I'll save now. Okay, and then we'll place that here and do the same for this. And we'll place this here. We'll place this here. Here, and I think that's it. Okay, 1.5 window, which is this. I will place this here, and we'll place this one here. 1.2 would come here. W4. Place this here. It's going to be a sliding door, and we'll look for one. I think that's all the windows we have on this floor. So we have some sliding doors. So let's look for some sliding doors. This is not a sliding door. Let's check internal doors. We don't have any sliding door here. Okay, let's check US doors. There's cutting wall doors. Okay, yeah, US has a sliding door. Okay, commercial. Maybe I should have come here earlier. Okay, look at the door we're looking for, uneven, where we have one big and one small. Yeah, but because of time, we'll just go with double sliding. Yeah, and then we won't have a residential doors over here. I'll go with this open, and yeah, let's load everyone. I'll come back to architecture door, and we have a sliding door active. Alright, so this one is 1.8, this one is 3 meters, and so we are going to duplicate this 3 meters by 2.4. Sliding door 1. Ideally this will be 3 swings, but we have just 2, so it's just a 2 swing door, so we'll manage it like that. And we would create another one for this 1.8. I'll call it sliding door 2. I'll click OK. I'll put 1.8 here. Apply. OK. And place this here. And place it here also. And place it here also. Alright. We the warning is saying that it's intersecting with our wall, so we'll just move it out a little bit, though it's supposed to align to the edge of the wall. Okay. Do we have, okay, and we have one more here, so you can create similar and add this here, and that's it for this floor. On the first floor, what's the size of this? It's about 1.5. Okay, so we can duplicate this one. Call it slide window 3. Okay, 1500 and apply and place this here. Okay, so that's it for those on the ground floor. So I'll stop here. You can go on your own, and I'll do that on the background ahead of the next video, and then put in the doors and windows for the first floor. Alright, you can do that on your own, and then in the next video we would go to creating our openings on the floors, and also the openings inside the building, the arcs, right, and the cantilever openings. Okay, so thank you all for joining me, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye.